You've arrived at Adventures in Dreamland. Soft, surreal, and slightly cheeky sleep stories with awe and wonder. I'm Serene, your guide tonight. Whether you're here for sleepy science, surreal dreamscapes, or stories that shape who you're becoming, I'm grateful you're here. I write these stories to help you drift and grow. Each night, you're welcomed into a dreamy space from across the world. I'd love to know where you are and what makes your space extra cozy. Running a story cabin in the clouds isn't free. The greatest gift you can give to support my work is sharing our adventures with a friend. Now, we return to what we are. Every living organism on this planet, no matter how small or complex, wants the same thing. Every action we take is for this one thing: to avoid pain and obtain bliss. Bliss is a state of endless joy, mixed with peace beyond our knowing. Whether you call it the soul, awareness, or your highest self, that part of you, during deep sleep, temporarily withdraws from the body and the conscious mind and returns to the freedom and unity with the divine. Bliss without awareness. This restores not just the body and mind, but our spirits too, offering a sense of inner peace and clarity. So yes, sleep is sacred. You are returning back to your natural state. Freedom. Your story begins. The Sleep Wellness Retreat is episode 48 and lives in our Dream Spoofs playlist, where we appreciate life's absurdities softly. You step through bamboo gates that arch over the pathway like they're trying too hard to be spiritual, and immediately the air changes. It smells like lavender and something else. Intention, maybe? Or possibly just too much incense burning in too small a space. Wind chimes hang everywhere. No, seriously, everywhere. Each one tinkling at a slightly different pitch, creating what you can only describe as ambient chaos pretending to be peace. A woman glides toward you, feet barely touching the gravel path. She's wearing flowing linen the color of early morning fog, and her smile is so serene, it's almost unsettling. "Welcome," she says, hands pressed together at her heart. "I'm Serenity, and you are exactly where you're meant to be." You blink. Either you've checked into a luxury sleep spa, or you've accidentally joined a cult that really wants you to nap. Serenity doesn't wait for you to respond. She reaches forward and places something warm into your hands. A copper mug, slightly too heavy, filled with pale, steaming liquid. "Moon milk," she says. "Ashwagandha, reishi, a whisper of vanilla, and pure alignment." You glance down at the mug. It gleams like it costs more than your car payment. "Copper," Serenity continues, tilting her head knowingly, "is frequency aligned. It allows the beverage to resonate with your body's natural vibration. Ceramic mugs, energetically disruptive. Glass, spiritually neutral at best. You take a sip. It tastes fine, creamy, slightly sweet, definitely something that could have been served in a regular mug without issue. Now, Serenity says, gesturing toward a winding path lined with smooth stones and entirely too many ferns. Let me show you to the welcome circle. Your fellow seekers are gathering. You follow her, mug in hand, wondering if it's too late to ask for a refund. The welcome circle is exactly what it sounds like. A ring of oversized floor cushions arranged around a low table covered in crystals, flowers, and what appears to be a very expensive water carafe. People are already seated, each one clutching their own copper mug, each one radiating a different flavor of awkward hope. Serenity gestures to an empty cushion. You sit, sinking deeper into it than expected. It's like the cushion is hugging you, aggressively. Let's go around and share, Serenity says, settling into her own cushion with the grace of someone who does this for a living. Your name, your intention for this retreat, and one thing you're ready to release. A woman across from you sits up straighter, practically vibrating with eagerness. She's wearing athleisure so pristine, it looks like it came with a user manual. Hi, she says, voice bright and caffeinated. I'm Melissa. I'm here to optimize my REM cycles by at least 40%. I've been tracking my sleep for 3 years, and my deep sleep percentage has plateaued at 18. I brought my own sleep tracker. Don't worry, it's EMF shielded, and I'm ready to break through. Serenity nods, beaming. Beautiful. What are you releasing? Mediocrity, Melissa says, without hesitation. You take another sip of moon milk and appreciate how it feels. Next to her, a man in his 50s crosses his arms. He's wearing a faded college sweatshirt and the expression of someone who lost a bet. I'm Dan, he says flatly. My wife made me come. I sleep fine. I'm releasing, I don't know, probably money, since this place cost more than our honeymoon. A few people laugh nervously. Serenity's smile doesn't waver. Your resistance, she says gently, is welcome here, Dan. It's just fear wearing a different outfit. Dan looks like he wants to argue, but decides it's not worth it. A younger guy with a man bun and several rings on each finger leans forward. I'm Theo, he says, voice soft and earnest. I've been microdosing melatonin for 6 months, experimenting with adaptogens, and honestly, I just want to feel held by my dreams again, you know? I'm releasing the need to control the uncontrollable. Serenity actually tears up a little. That's so brave, Theo. You make a mental note to sit far away from Theo during group activities, and then, from the cushion next to you, comes a voice. Light, performative, and already filming. Hi everyone, I'm Aria, she says, phone angled perfectly to capture her face and just enough of the retreat backdrop. I'm a wellness influencer. You might know me from my grid sleep method. Anyway, I'm here to bring my followers this authentic, unfiltered journey into rest. I'm releasing anything that doesn't serve my highest vibration. She ends with a little hand flourish. Someone in the circle claps. It's Theo. Serenity turns to you. And you? She asks, eyes kind but expectant. You open your mouth, not entirely sure what's going to come out. I'm here to sleep, you say, and I'm releasing the part of me that thinks this is ridiculous. Serenity smiles wider. Perfect. You're already halfway there. From somewhere behind you, a staff member appears, silent, ethereal, holding a brass singing bowl the size of a dinner plate. They lift a mallet and strike it once. The sound reverberates through the space, low and humming, vibrating in your chest, like it's personally asking your anxiety to leave. That, Serenity whispers, was to clear the group's collective energy. We're ready now. Dan mutters something under his breath. Melissa takes notes on her phone. Theo closes his eyes and sways slightly. You finish your moon milk and wonder what you've gotten yourself into. Serenity rises with the kind of fluidity that suggests either years of yoga or an unusually forgiving spine. Now, she says, let's visit the tea pavilion. It's time to choose your evening elixir. The group stands, some more enthusiastically than others, and follows her down a stone path that winds through a garden so aggressively zen it feels like it's trying to win an award. The tea pavilion is an open-air structure with silk drapes that billow gently in the breeze, low tables surrounded by embroidered cushions, and shelves lined with glass jars filled with dried herbs, powders, and things you're pretty sure you've seen at expensive grocery stores for $30 an ounce. Behind a counter made of reclaimed driftwood stands another staff member. Name tag reads River, with a long braid, a calm smile, and the aura of someone who has opinions about water temperature. Welcome, seekers, River says, gesturing to a menu written in elegant calligraphy on a wooden board. Tonight's offerings include Moon Milk Elixir, Ashwagandha Sunset, Lavender Dream Tonic, Tulsi Twilight, and Cacao Ceremony Blend. Melissa raises her hand immediately. Which one has the highest bioavailability for sleep peptides? River nods, unsurprised. The Ashwagandha Sunset. It's formulated with black pepper extract to enhance absorption. I'll take that, Melissa says, pulling out a small notebook. And can I get the macros? River blinks. It's tea. Everything has macros, Melissa counters. You step up to the counter. Can I just get regular water? River's smile falters just slightly. Of course, but may I ask, what is your intention with the water? You stare. To hydrate? Hydration, River says slowly, is an energetic exchange. Water holds memory. If you're going to drink it, you might as well drink it with purpose. He pulls out a glass carafe, not copper, you notice, and pour water into a crystal glass. This water, River says, was charged under the new moon. It carries the frequency of renewal. You take the glass. It tastes like water. Now, River continues, addressing the group, let's talk about containers. Melissa perks up. Dan sighs. You can't believe containers is coming up again. Copper mugs, River says, holding one up like it's the Holy Grail. Amplify the vibrational frequency of adaptogens. Ceramic mugs are energetically neutral, fine, but not transformative. Glass is transparent, which some believe allows energy to pass through, but it lacks grounding. Theo raises his hand. What about clay? Clay is earth, River says reverently. If you're seeking to root your dreams, clay is your ally. Aria films the entire explanation, whispering into her phone. This is why my sleep routine is next level, you guys. Dan leans over to you. I just wanted a glass of water and now I'm in a TED Talk about cups. You nod. Same. Serenity reappears, holding a steaming mug of something golden. Drink slowly, she instructs the group. Let the warmth travel down your throat, into your belly, into your intention. Feel the herbs working with you, not on you. Melissa takes notes. Theo closes his eyes and hums. Aria gets the perfect shot of her mug against the sunset. You sip your charged moon water and try not to laugh. Because somehow, against all logic, you're starting to relax and it tastes delicious. Serenity leads the group down a pathway lit by solar lanterns that glow like tiny, judgmental moons. You pass a koi pond, a meditation labyrinth, and what appears to be a statue of a person napping in the lotus position. Then you reach it. The Sleep Technique Workshop. It's a perfectly round room with walls made of woven bamboo and a dome ceiling painted to look like a twilight sky. Yoga mats are arranged in a circle, each one topped with a folded blanket, a bolster, and a small velvet pillow that looks more expensive than it has any right to be. River stands in the center, barefoot, wearing loose linen pants and a serene expression that suggests either deep inner peace or exceptional edibles. Welcome, River says, voice soft as a bedtime story. This is the heart of rest. Here, we practice the sacred art of sleep preparation. Melissa immediately claims the mat closest to River and sits cross-legged, spine straight, notebook ready. Dan takes the mat nearest the door, just in case, he mutters. You settle onto a mat between Theo, who's already humming, and Aria, who's adjusting her phone on a tiny tripod. Phone's away, River says gently, looking directly at Aria. Aria pouts, but complies. Just getting some B-roll for my followers. River smiles. Unbothered? Your followers can wait. Your nervous system cannot. The lights dim until the room glows with only the faintest amber wash, like the inside of a very calm seashell. Let's begin with breath, River says, sitting cross-legged in the center. The 4-7-8 technique. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7. Exhale through your mouth for 8. This is not just breathing. This is a lullaby for your vagus nerve. You follow along. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. Somewhere in your chest, something that's been clenched since Tuesday finally lets go. Beautiful, River murmurs. Now, let's move into a body scan. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Feel the weight of your thoughts and let them drain down, slowly, like honey. Theo sighs audibly, already gone. Melissa raises her hand, eyes still closed. Yes? River asks. Should we be visualizing the honey as raw or processed? Because raw honey has more enzymes. River pauses. Whichever honey feels right for your body. Got it. Raw. Dan snorts quietly. River continues. Now bring your awareness to your forehead, your temples, your jaw. Notice where you're holding tension. Don't fix it. Just notice. You notice. Your jaw has been clenched for approximately 6 months. Good, River says. Now your neck, your shoulders, your arms, let them grow heavy. Let gravity hold them for you. You don't have to carry yourself right now. Your arms sink into the mat. It's the first time all week they've felt like they belong to you and not to your to-do list. Now, River says, we're going to practice progressive muscle relaxation. Tense your toes, hold for 5 seconds, and release. Feel the difference between holding on and letting go. You tense, you release. The difference is startling. Now your calves, hold and release. Melissa is doing this with Olympic level focus. Theo is making small humming sounds with each exhale. Aria, despite being phoneless, looks like she's mentally drafting the caption for this moment. And Dan? Dan is asleep. Not the peaceful kind. The full body, open-mouthed, light snoring kind. River doesn't miss a beat. And if you hear the sound of another practitioner entering deep rest, honor it. Their snores are part of the soundscape. Melissa giggles. Theo hums louder in solidarity. You exhale slowly, feeling your body sink deeper into the mat, and think, this is absurd. This is also working. River's voice drops even lower. Now, let your whole body melt. Imagine you're lying on warm sand, or soft moss, or a cloud that knows your name. You are held. You are safe. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your breath slows to match the rhythm of the room, the hum of Theo, the soft snore of Dan, the rustle of Melissa adjusting her bolster. Everything is ridiculous. Everything is perfect. River eventually guides everyone back to sitting, though Dan has to be gently nudged awake by Serenity, who materialized from nowhere like a linen-draped ghost. That was phase 1, Serenity says, glowing with pride. Now, we go outside. It's time to align with the lunar frequency. The group follows her out into the lunar garden. a sprawling courtyard surrounded by night-blooming jasmine, smooth stone benches, and a massive projection screen cleverly disguised as the night sky. And there, hanging above you, is the moon, bright, full, glowing. Serenity pulls a small remote from the folds of her robe, like a magician revealing a dove. Tonight, she says, we choose the moon that serves us. She clicks a button. The moon turns red. Deep, warm ember red, like the last light of a campfire. You're baffled and ask yourself, did she really change the color of the moon with the remote? You look at Dan, who also finds this incredible as he sits with his mouth open in amazement. Everyone else is not bothered. Okay, you think, this must be dream logic, or they spiked our moon juice. Red light, Serenity explains, promotes warmth, grounding, and the release of melatonin. It's ideal for those who struggle with cold extremities or feelings of disconnection. Melissa raises her hand. But doesn't red light increase alertness in some studies? Serenity smiles. Not moon red. Moon red is different. Melissa writes that down. Serenity clicks again. The moon shifts to soft, pale blue. Blue light, she continues, typically disrupts circadian rhythm, but lunar blue is filtered through ancient frequency patterns. It soothes without stimulating. It's the blue of a winter lake, not a phone screen. Theo raises both hands like he's receiving a blessing. I feel it, he whispers. I feel the lake. Aria leans over to you. Do you think she'll let me borrow that remote for a photo? This would be perfect for my feed. You shrug. Probably not. Serenity clicks through a few more options. Soft green for heart coherence, pale violet for dream recall, and a warm amber for general coziness. Now, Serenity says, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel. Which color resonates with your nervous system? You close your eyes, breathe in the jasmine-scented air, feel the night settle around you like a blanket. Honestly, you're not sure the color matters, but the fact that someone dimmed the moon for you, that's kind of nice. Serenity settles on amber. The group murmurs approval. Theo wipes a small tear from his cheek. That's my color, he whispers. Melissa makes a note. Amber moon, research circadian impact. Dan yawns. Can we go to bed now? Almost, Serenity says, her smile widening. First, the sound bath. The sound bath pavilion is larger than the workshop room, with a vaulted ceiling and walls that seem to breathe with the night air. The floor is covered in sheepskin rugs and oversized cushions. At the front of the room sits an array of instruments that look like they were borrowed from a museum of things that hum. Giant bronze gongs, crystal singing bowls, chimes in every size, a rain stick as tall as a person, and something that looks like a didgeridoo, but might also be a very fancy PVC pipe. A new staff member, name tag reads Sky, sits cross-legged in the center, surrounded by all of it, looking like a maestro about to conduct a symphony of weird. "Lie down," Sky says, voice low and resonant. "Let the sound move through you. You are not listening to it. You are becoming it." You lie back on a cushion. The ceiling above is strung with tiny lights that twinkle like stars. Melissa lies down, but keeps her fitness tracker on. Theo arranges his bolster with ceremonial care. Dan flops onto his cushion like a man who's given up. Arya lies down but angles herself for optimal lighting. Sky begins. First, a low hum from the gong, so deep you feel it in your ribs, in your belly, in the base of your spine. Then the crystal bowls join in, high and clear, like the sound of light bending. The chimes follow, delicate and random, like rain on a tin roof. It's overwhelming. Then it's soothing. Then it's both. Sky's voice weaves through the sound, soft and hypnotic. Let the vibrations massage your cellular memory. Let them untangle the knots your thoughts have tied. Let them carry you to the place before language. Your body softens into the cushion. Your breath slows. Then, from somewhere in the room, a stomach growls, loud, unmistakable. Sky doesn't miss a beat. "Ah," Sky says, voice still serene. "The body speaks. Let us honor its song." Sky strikes a drum in rhythm with the growl. Theo giggles. Melissa tries not to smile. Dan gives a quiet, approving grunt. The sound bath continues. Gongs, bowls, chimes, the occasional stomach growl, now integrated into the soundscape like it was always meant to be there. Theo starts crying, not sad crying, but the kind of crying that happens when you're finally letting go of something heavy. Melissa shifts slightly, trying to be respectful, but also visibly wondering if crying burns calories. Dan checks his watch, sighs, then, surprisingly, closes his eyes and actually listens. You lie there, vibrating with sound, feeling your edges blur, and think, this is so much. This is also exactly enough. The gong hums one last time, low and final, and the room goes silent. Sky whispers, "Rest now. Let the sound continue in your dreams." No one moves, not because they're supposed to stay still, because no one wants to leave. Eventually, serenity returns, always on cue, always glowing, and guides the group down a softly lit path toward the sleeping quarters. The accommodations are somewhere between glamping pods and minimalist cabins. Small wooden structures with round windows, white linen curtains, and doors that close with a soft, satisfying click. Serenity stops at the entrance to the sleep village and gestures to a low table covered in small muslin bags, each one tied with twine and labeled with a name. "Your sleep kits," she says, handing them out one by one. You take yours. Inside, a silk eye mask that feels like it costs more than your monthly subscriptions, a lavender sachet stuffed so full it's practically vibrating, and a smooth black stone that fits perfectly in your palm. The stone, Serenity explains, absorbs cortisol. Hold it as you fall asleep, and it will take what you no longer need. Melissa examines hers under the dim light. Is this obsidian or tourmaline? Does it matter? Serenity asks gently. I mean, scientifically, it's a stone that cares about you, Serenity interrupts, still smiling. That's all you need to know. Melissa looks like she wants to argue, but doesn't. Theo clutches his stone like it's a living thing. I can feel it working already. Dan holds his up, squints at it, then pockets it with a shrug. It's a rock. Aria takes a photo of hers next to the lavender sachet. This aesthetic is unreal. Serenity continues. Tonight we ask that you release all devices. No phones, no tablets, no books, only pure presence. Melissa's hand shoots up. What about my sleep tracker? It's medical grade. Tracking, Serenity says softly, disrupts flow. Your body knows how to sleep. Let it remember without supervision. Melissa looks genuinely distressed. But my data. Your rest is not data, Serenity says. It's sacred. Melissa reluctantly removes her watch and hands it to a staff member, who places it in a small wooden box, like it's a phone going to timeout. Dan mutters, finally, something I agree with. Serenity places a hand over her heart. Sleep well, seekers. We'll see you at sunrise. Gently. She disappears down the path, leaving the group standing outside their cabins, clutching their sleep kits, suddenly aware of how quiet the night has become. You step inside your cabin. It's perfect, too perfect. The bed is centered beneath the round window, dressed in white linen so crisp it looks like it's never been touched. The pillows are stacked in a gradient of firm to cloud soft. A small wooden stool holds a ceramic dish with a single sprig of lavender and a box of matches next to an unscented candle. The air smells faintly of cedar and something sweet you can't name. You sit on the edge of the bed. It doesn't creak. It just receives you. You're about to lie down when there's a soft knock at the door. You open it. A staff member stands there. Name tag reads Moss, holding a small brass bell and a folded blanket. Good evening, Moss says quietly. I'm here for your tuck-in. You blink. My what? Your tuck-in, Moss repeats, as if this is the most normal thing in the world. May I come in? You step aside, too curious to say no. Moss enters with the reverence of someone preparing a sacred space. She sets the bell on the wooden stool, unfolds the blanket, softer than anything you've touched in your adult life, and drapes it across the foot of the bed. Lie down, please, Moss says. You do. Moss adjusts your pillow, fluffing it once, then rotating it slightly. Your head should align with lunar energy, she murmurs. There, better. She pulls the top sheet up and over you, tucking it gently around your shoulders, then your sides. smoothing it with care. Not too tight, she says, just held. You feel like a burrito, a very expensive, very loved burrito. Moss picks up the brass bell from the stool and places it on the small table beside your bed. If you need anything in the night, she says, ring this. Someone will come. We call it rest assistance. You stare at the bell. What would I need? Moss smiles. Extra pillows, a glass of water, reassurance that you're doing a good job at resting. Whatever your nervous system asks for. She steps back, taking in the scene like an artist admiring their work. Then she places one hand over her heart and whispers, may your dreams be gentle. May your rest be deep. May you wake softer than you were. She leaves, closing the door without a sound. You lie there, tucked in, blessed, possibly the most cared for you've been in years, and you think, this is ridiculous, but also, you're not moving. The room is quiet now. No wind chimes, no gongs, no Melissa asking questions or Theo humming. Just you, the bed, the moon glowing amber through the round window. You take a breath in, slow, easy, like River taught you. Hold it for a moment, then let it go, longer than you thought you could. Your shoulders, which have been holding the weight of approximately everything, finally drop, not because someone told them to, because they're ready. Your jaw unclenches. Your tongue rests soft against the roof of your mouth, no longer braced for the next thing. You feel the weight of the blanket across your body, not heavy, just present. A gentle reminder that you're here, that you're held. The lavender sachet on the stool releases its scent into the room, soft and undemanding. You breathe it in. It smells like permission to stop trying so hard. Outside, you hear the faint rustle of leaves. Somewhere far away, the low hum of a gong from the sound bath pavilion, still reverberating through the night like a lullaby that doesn't end. You think about the day, the moon changing colors, the tea in copper mugs, the way Serenity said your resistance was just fear in a different outfit, the way Dan fell asleep during the body scan, the way Theo cried during the sound bath, the way even Melissa, with all her data and questions, eventually closed her eyes and just was. You realize something. It wasn't the retreat that made you relax. It was the permission to be absurd, to let someone else tuck you in, to hold a rock that absorbs cortisol even if you don't fully believe it, to lie in a bed that costs too much and feels too good, and just let it be enough. Your breath slows, in, out, soft, easy. The stone in your hand grows warm, or maybe your hand grows warm around it. Either way, something loosens in your chest, something you've been carrying without knowing. You let it go. The moon outside glows steady and amber, casting soft light across the white linen, across your hands, across your face. You close your eyes, and the world, the retreat, the characters, the copper mugs, the ridiculous, beautiful, earnest, overwhelming care of it all fades into the background. Not gone, just quiet. You are held. You are warm. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress. The pillow cradles your head like it was carved just for you. And somewhere between the breath you just took and the one you're about to take, you drift. You don't remember falling asleep. You just know that the retreat, with all its wind chimes and moon remotes and people named after natural elements, has done what it promised. It held space for you to rest, and you did. The night wraps around you, soft and complete. The sound bath hums faintly in your dreams. Serenity whispers a blessing you'll never quite remember. The moon stays amber, steady, watching over the whole ridiculous, beautiful place. And you sleep, deep, dreamless, restorative, the kind of sleep that makes tomorrow possible, the kind of sleep you didn't know you needed until someone tucked you in and told you it was okay to stop. Sweet dreams. Good night.